Welcome to Wealthy Living New Mexico. I'm your host, Marissa Morgan, filling in today for Kristen Oakley. And I'm here with Sean Keeney, the founder of Keeney Wealth and Retirement, and also his son, a financial consultant, Tyler Keeney. Do you have a financial plan? Most people think they do. Well, today, we're going to put that to the test with a good old-fashioned game of true or false. Do you really have a financial plan? Sean and Tyler, I want to welcome you into today's show. Sean, with over 23 years of experience helping individuals, couples, families with financial planning, what made you want to come on TV and share your experience?
Great to see you, Marissa. Thank you. We've been doing live events in New Mexico for years, reaching primarily people in the Albuquerque area. And when this opportunity presented itself last year, we've been on TV for a little over a year now. So thank you, everyone out there. Thank you, New Mexico, for watching and tuning in every week. But we just found this was a really effective way to reach those not only the Albuquerque metro area where we're based out of, but also outlying areas in New Mexico like Farmington, Las Cruces, places like that. So it's been a game changer for us, and we've been able to help a lot more people with our TV show.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I know you at home will agree. This is the most beautiful state. The scenery, the people, it's a wonderful place to live. And we are joining you live today, and I'm excited you're here to learn more about financial planning and play along at home. This will be a fun game to test your knowledge. Do you really have a financial plan, or do you maybe have just a collection of accounts? Today, you're going to find out. Let's dive in. And Tyler, I've got the first question for you.
Let's hear it.
True or false? If I have a 401k, maybe some savings, and maybe a few investments over here, I have a financial plan. I'm ready to go.
Great question, Marissa, and that's an easy one. False.
False.
Yeah, it's think of it this way. It's like I have 2 or 3 pieces here. I have the whole puzzle.
Okay.
That's not the full picture. That's not the full scope of what's going on in your situation. Just because you have the main pieces of the puzzle, which are those accounts and those assets, that doesn't mean that they're allocated or positioned correctly. So a plan is something that takes time, effort, and energy to put together. So if you haven't taken that time, energy, and effort to put together a written step-by-step process of when you're going to retire, where you're going to take your income out of, how you're going to cover long-term care, and about 4 other topics that go into retirement, you don't have a plan. And okay, your plan right now might just be a hope plan. You hope it works out, and you hope the market keeps doing good. But if you don't have a written plan, step-by-step, explaining what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, it's a dangerous place to be. So yeah, the answer to that question is false. Having some savings in a 401k is nowhere near the same as having a plan.
We call that a POS. Most people come into our office with a POS. Guess what that stands for? Pile of statements.
That's not where I was going with it, but I love this. A pile of statements. Is that what you have at home? A pile of statements? It might be.
It's typically what we see.
Yeah.
We very rarely see. And it's great that they have those statements, that they've built up those retirement assets, right? Because it's kind of hard to do retirement planning without any assets.
Right.
But 99% of the time, that's what we see is just a pile of statements and no real cohesion or organized plan.
Well, to use the puzzle analogy that you shared, Tyler, it's great to have the puzzle pieces to make the puzzle, but do you know how to put those pieces together so that the puzzle comes out beautifully?
Yep.
I like that. You can't just hope you're going to get somewhere if you've never been before. You might need to look at a map, right? Or ask for directions.
Yeah, and there's 2 aspects to that, because you need to know where you want to be. You need to know the destination, but you also need to know where you currently are. Because if you ever have your location turned off on your Google Maps or whatever Maps app you use, it won't work, because it needs to understand where you are as well as where you're going. So there's 2 important aspects that you need to get figured out before you can even get any sort of directions.
Very good. Yeah. I like the way you guys are breaking this down. You know, retirement planning can be a little bit scary. It's not something we tend to learn about in school. All of a sudden, you've worked 25, 35, 40 years and you're here. and now you don't know what to do. So we're going to share a few tools today to help you get there, to help you get some guidance. The first tool I want to share as we continue to play this game is a quiz, a retirement readiness quiz that Sean and Tyler have created for you. You can take out your phone, use the camera app, and scan the QR code right there on the screen, or you can go to kwealthquiz.com. This is a free quiz where you at home can plug in your information, the money you might have in some of your retirement accounts, your savings, your age, and you'll actually get a report emailed to you for free to break down where you are now. You'll be able to see where you might need some guidance, where there might be some gaps. Have you thought about taxes in retirement? There's a lot of things, healthcare, which Tyler mentioned. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. You might not have them all. So you can print out your report, and then you can even bring that in and visit with Sean or Tyler and have a free consultation. There is a number I want to put on the screen quickly. It's 877-697-6236. Take the first step and talk with Sean or Tyler about the pieces of your puzzle. Let them help you see the bigger picture. You can call for a free consultation. Let's hit one more question before we take a commercial break. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. This question is for you, Sean. True or false, saving consistently over time is one of the most important parts of building a strong financial plan. Is that true?
Definitely true.
Okay, great.
Because like I said earlier, if you don't have anything saved up, there's not anything to plan with, right?
Ooh, good point.
But I always like to equate retiring as pretend you're climbing up Mount Everest. Those first 30, 40 years, you're in the accumulation phase. You just have your head down, climbing up the mountain, and now you're getting ready to retire or just retired. You're at the peak, right?
Let's go.
So
right?
Now you got to make your supplies, whatever you have once you retire. Like I always tell folks, you got what you got. You're no longer working. You're no longer adding to those 401ks. So getting down the mountain in retirement is a whole different mindset than getting up the mountain and accumulating those assets. So yes, savings is super important, but now you need a plan to make those supplies that you have with you on the top of Mount Everest last on the way down, and then have someone like a Sherpa, the mountain climbing guides, guiding you down that have been there before. Because like we ask people, how many retirements are you gonna plan in your life? Probably just yours, right? That's why it's important to work with an advisor. I've planned hundreds of retirements for folks, and I'm proud to say I've never lost anyone on the mountain yet. None of our plans have failed. So savings is important, but you got to have a plan for getting down that mountain for sure.
Well, if you are climbing Mount Everest, you're on your way to retirement, you're almost to the top, or maybe you're already at the top looking down saying, uh-oh, I don't think I have enough to last me all the way down. You do need a Sherpa. You need a guide. You need someone in your corner who's looking out for your financial future. And the best thing about this show that these gentlemen come on and do every single week, they give you, the viewer, the chance to have a completely free consultation, even a second opinion if you think you already have a financial plan. The number to have that free consultation is on your screen. It's 877-697-6236. If you're a little nervous to call, don't be. Someone friendly is going to answer the phone. They're going to help pick a date and time that works for you. You can go right into their office, meet with them directly or someone wonderful on their team, and get a map from a Sherpa to make sure you can make it all the way down the mountain. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to look at what a financial plan really includes and see if maybe yours is missing something. You don't want to miss that.
There's quite a few things that go into a good plan for our clients.
Anywhere in your life, you've used a GPS at some point, right? And you need to know what the destination is, right, in order to get the directions. And the plan is just simply the directions to get there.
So when we're looking at a holistic plan for our clients, it entails quite a few things like income stream. Do you have enough income to last the rest of your life? Taxes, how can we mitigate those taxes, and how can we position your portfolio better to help offset the taxes. We have other things like legacy planning, estate planning services that we offer. So at Keeney Wealth and Retirement, we've put together a team that truly cares for our clients. Whenever a client calls, someone from the office does our best to call them back within 10 minutes. Just things like that. That's the feedback we get from a lot of clients, is that we're very responsive. We keep in touch with them, and that's something people don't find at a lot of these big box companies. You know, typically at those companies, you've got new advisors coming on that just graduated from college, and they change and they get promoted every 6 months, and so we hear that a lot. In my eyes, a successful retirement is peace of mind, just knowing how you're positioned, where things are going, and that you have someone on your side to help navigate those.
It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a mystery or something that you just don't know how to do. It can be very simple.
Welcome back to Wealthy Living New Mexico. I'm your host, Marissa Morgan. I'm glad you're here today. If you're joining us, you have joined into a weekly show with Sean and his son, Tyler, from Keeney Wealth and Retirement. They're here to share their expertise, their knowledge, their advice with you about how to live comfortably in retirement. Why? You've worked your whole life to get to this moment, and a few small decisions you make now can really help make your money matter in the future. They use the analogy, gentlemen, of getting up Mount Everest. We work our whole life to get up to the top, and then once you're at the top, you have to make sure you have enough supplies, energy, a map on how to get down safely, and also enjoy the ride down, right? You work so hard to get up, enjoy the ride down.
View.
Take pictures, right? Mm-hmm. We're playing a friendly game of true or false. Do you really have a retirement plan? Let's dive into the next question. We're going to talk about what that plan should include. This one's for you, Tyler. True or false? A good financial plan should include more than just investments.
Absolutely. I played football. I'm not sure if you knew that, but if in football you only focus on one aspect, one dimension of the game, say we only focused on our defense, that team is gonna lose big time. You need all aspects of your team. In football, there's really 4 elements. There's offense, defense, special teams, and the sideline. So you need all of those 4 aspects of the team working together in order to have a championship level team. That's the way you win, and that's the way plans succeed, is you cover all of the bases. If you leave one area vulnerable and open to certain strategies or attacks or potential losses, that whole plan has a big hole in it. What's that saying is like the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Yeah, and
yes.
that's totally true. And I believe in any sort of plan, if you haven't looked at all the details and covered everything, that plan's going to fail, in my opinion.
I love that you played a team sport. Yes. Because when you are helping your clients, I have seen that people who have team sport experience have worked with a team, counting on each other. It really shapes who you are as a person, right? And I think that when you look at situations, you see them with this team mentality, and you really are teaming up with your clients, aren't you?
Yep, exactly. We like to tell our clients, we're on your side of the table.
Exactly.
You're not coming in to meet with us that we're trying to sell you some product or anything like that. Yes. First and foremost, we want to know if we can help you. Mm-hmm. And for most 9 out of 10 times, folks that come meet with us, there's 2 or 3 things that'll jump out at us in the first meeting that, oh yeah, we can help them here. We can help them reduce taxes, or they don't have anything in place for long-term care, things like that. So it's truly, we're educators at heart. We're not salespeople. We're really on your side of the table. If you're already retired or getting ready to retire, we want to help you. And if you have a great plan already, we'll tell you. If there's nothing we can do to help you, we'll tell you as well. But most of the time, there's a few things on getting down that retirement Mount Everest that people haven't considered.
Well, I'm getting such a good energy. This is my first time having the opportunity to host your weekly show. I'm filling in for Kristen today. You know, sometimes you just get an energy, a feeling from someone. I have the opportunity to host shows about financial planning often. And I don't always get this same feeling that I get from you both here today. It's a feeling of trust, confidence, a calm feeling. I want someone in my corner when I'm planning for retirement. I don't want to go at it alone. It can be scary. It can be intimidating. They always say you don't know what you don't know. Would you rather plan for your retirement not knowing, wondering, hoping for the best? Get on the road with no map, not even knowing where you're going? Or would you rather have a coach or a Sherpa on your side to really help you? The best thing about this weekly show is Sean and his son Tyler are here to help. They offer free consultations for anyone in New Mexico who wants to come in person, maybe even do a Zoom if they're not close to your office, and you can set up that free consultation with no obligation at all. There's a number we're putting on the screen. It's 877-697-6236. It's a completely free consultation. And even if you think you have a plan, maybe you've worked with a financial advisor years ago, you've got some sort of smorgasbord of paperwork, or maybe you think you just have some accounts and you want some guidance on what to do with them, bring it in. Let them at least look it over and give you a second opinion. I think that's the best thing. You know, Sean, you mentioned long-term health care. I've heard that a couple times in this show so far. And if you're just joining us, we're playing true or false. And this is a great time to tune in. You can play at home. You mentioned taxes. I'm hearing a lot of different things. So the next question I think will really tie this all in. Sean, true or false, if my plan is missing something, if my puzzle is missing a piece, I'd rather know sooner rather than later. Is that true or is that false?
That is definitely true. We say that all the time in our office. If there was a better way to structure your investments or a better way to prepare to reduce those taxes, things like that, when would you want to know about that better way? Most people want to know sooner than later.
Yes.
And then conversely, if there was an issue with your plan, let's say something we run into a lot is, and we do this for folks at our initial consultation, we'll run what's called a Morningstar report and do a portfolio analysis of your current holdings, and we can actually tell you what your fees you're paying.
Oh, wow.
We have folks come in that think they're paying a very low fee, but we show them the type of investments that you're currently in. Your fee is double and triple what you were told or you thought.
Oh, wow.
So again, if you're paying higher fees than you thought, that when would you want to know? So good point. And that's all of the process of simply getting a second opinion. I love how you're phrasing it that, you know, it truly is, there's no sales pressure. There's no obligation to come in and meet with us, or if you're in an outlying area, can't quite get into Albuquerque very easily, we'll do a Zoom call or a phone call with you and just give you at least a second opinion. A lot of folks really, really appreciate that. And like I said, there's usually a few things that'll jump out at us because we've planned hundreds of retirements. There's almost a guarantee if you come meet with us, we're going to find one or two things that we can help improve your situation, and that's what it's all about.
Well, with most things in life, we do want a second opinion, or we do plan. You might make weekend plans. You might make plans for a birthday party for your son, your daughter, your grandson. You might make a vacation plan. Don't you want to plan for retirement? You know, it's kind of like healthcare. With healthcare, you go in for a yearly annual checkup. They run some labs. They may do blood pressure tests, right? Things like that. Keeps you on the right track so that if there is a problem with your health, you're more likely to catch it sooner, right? Same thing should be happening with your retirement. And the sooner you start looking at if you have a plan or what that plan includes, the sooner you can make adjustments, and small adjustments now can make a big difference in the future. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Before we do that, I invite you to call and make your free consultation appointment with Sean and Tyler. 877-697-6236 is the number. There is no obligation. You just heard they're not going to try to sell you anything. They want to help you and guide you to see what you're working with, where they can help make changes, or even just give you a second opinion. When we come back, we're going to share what happens if you don't make a financial plan. There could be some big consequences. We'll see you after this short break.
I have fun. I wake up every day excited to go to work. Every day is a little bit different.
At Keeney Wealth, we just like to treat everybody just like if they're our friends or our family. You know, we don't look at it as a business.
Really give them peace of mind. That's the feedback that we get from almost all of our clients is, hey, we really appreciate you. You took the time, you explained everything in simple terms, help us understand it, and we have that peace of mind working with you guys at Keeney Wealth and Retirement. The benefit of us being independent, our clients like it because we have options to meet their needs. Over the years, we pride ourselves on, we don't just meet with you at the beginning of your plan or your retirement journey. We meet with you all the way from beginning to middle to end. We have annual reviews with all of our clients just to mainly catch up, see how they're doing, see if we need to tweak anything in their plans. What I like to say that people like about us is we're local. We're from New Mexico. My family's been here for generations, and they like to just deal with a real person, not someone on a 1-800 number. Another thing that's unique about us at Keeney Wealth and Retirement, hablamos español. So we have a lot of clients that speak Spanish only, and they like us because we can explain everything to them in their native language.
Welcome back to Wealthy Living New Mexico. I'm your host, Marissa Morgan, and I'm here today on behalf of Keeney Wealth and Retirement. Why? Because we want to help you retire with clarity and with confidence, because you only have one shot to do it, and you've worked your whole life to get there. You've worked your whole life, as these gentlemen shared, to climb Mount Everest. Once you're at the top, it's helpful to have someone to hold your hand and guide you down and make sure that that trip down is just as exciting as the trip up, right? We're playing a fun game of true or false. Do you really have a retirement plan? And right now I want to dive into what happens if you don't. What happens if you procrastinate? And how retirement planning isn't just about numbers. Gentlemen, next question for you, Sean. True or false? It's never too early to start building a financial plan.
That's true. A lot of times people procrastinate and think, oh, I'm going to get to that later. But like you said earlier, this is your retirement. This is something you've worked all your life for. You want to enjoy it. You want to enjoy that view, and you want to have confidence getting down that mountain and have someone guiding you that knows the pitfalls and also knows, hey, this is the best viewpoint here. There's a better little side trail here that offers a better view or better experience or whatever. So the earlier you can start your retirement planning, definitely the better. We do run into folks that we can help you at any age, but the earlier the better, especially for planning for things like tax reduction, healthcare crisis, like needing long-term care. The earlier, the younger you are, the more options you're going to have.
You just made me think of something too, Sean. There's people counting on you. And if there's not people counting on you, you might have fur babies counting on you. Would you go on vacation not knowing if and when or how you'd get home? What about your dog or your cat who's waiting for you to get home and take care of them? What about your kids who have their own families, right? Maybe taking care of your grandkids. Do you want to put them in a bind because you've gotten to the top of Mount Everest and now you're calling them to come up the mountain and try to rescue you? If you really think about it, it's not just you that you need to think about. I just got goosebumps thinking about that. It can be a scary thing, right? It's not just you that you need to worry about. It's the community around you, your friends and your family and your pets. They're counting on you too. So we shared the number on the screen. It's 877-697-6236. We're not yet out of time, so you can call now or you can wait a moment or two. We've got a couple more questions to get to, but how are you doing at home? Are you playing true or false with us? Is anything surprising you? Because I'm learning a lot by talking with you both. I'm actually really excited to hear how many calls we get today, because I think a show like this has been a long time coming in this area. I've never seen in this area people like yourself going on air saying, this is how we help people. These are things that you need to think about. And we're here, come on in, right? No pressure. I've never really seen that before.
You're exactly right. We get that feedback all the time, Marissa, and people tell us we love it that you guys are local, that you're just normal guys. You're explaining everything to us, very simple, easy to understand. We're not having to call, as I call it, 1-800-good-luck to some company that, you don't even know the person you're talking to.
Right.
So it's just been a huge blessing to have this TV show and serve New Mexico in this way. And we're helping a ton of people. It's really exciting.
I love it. There's something to be said about working with a family-owned business, right? You join their family when you join their team and you have them in your corner. Let's end with this question, Tyler. It's for you, and I think this is a great place to kind of wrap up today's show. True or false? A financial plan is just about numbers.
That's false. That's an easy one as well. Plan. I was always taught, and I'm going to bring this back to football.
I knew you were going to bring this back to football. Let's go.
That was my world for a lot of my life. So I was always taught that having a plan is one of the most important things in the game. That's everybody, I think, understands that. But what gives you confidence going into the game, what gives you confidence that you can win, is your preparation for the game.
Yes.
It's in the practices. When the season ends in January, the work that you put in from January all the way to August, that is when you truly win, is when you're preparing, when you're putting the things together, all the pieces together beforehand.
Before, they say preparation is 99% of success.
Yep.
It's what you do before the game. It's
Absolutely.
what you do before you actually retire that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've been on both sides of this, though. I've had a plan and I haven't had a plan. When you have a plan, you are way more confident going into the game. Without a plan, you're anxious. You don't know what you're going to do, how they're going to react. It's all about peace of mind. It's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
And that is so true. Clarity doesn't happen on accident. It happens with a plan. If you have retirement accounts, savings, some investments, if you want to know if you have a plan or even want a second opinion on what you do have, today's the opportunity to get that, and it's completely free. 877-697-6236. If you're living in New Mexico and you'd love some help, some guidance from Sean and his son Tyler, give Keeney Wealth and Retirement a call. Let them guide you, let them be your Sherpa as you guide your way down Mount Everest. On behalf of this team, I'm Marissa Morgan. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.